Hi, everybody, and welcome to I was about to say fantastic, but that's not the right word for this
That's
film.
next. 2
Yes, you
weeks.
realize next. That's next. To a absolutely new episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who is the leader of the Justice Gang, Carl Charles, and
And the man who will knock a pen cup over, tell you to pick up, and then knock it over again just for
oh,
the trollness of
petty.
it. You know?
Yes.
Just the petty and spiteness of it, which I found so good, by the
Yeah,
way.
that's
See
why
my
he's
Chong.
my favorite. And in this episode today, we'll be talking about wait. This is technically the first movie in this new line, right?
Yeah, so it's the DCU.
Yeah.
Not the DCU, but not the DCU from the comics either. So
No. Oh, they need to sort that out. Yeah, they did the first entry of the DCU, Superman, which was once called.
by the way,
yeah,
whether Blue Beetle, the Suicide Squad, and something else I think is canon. Oh, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, yeah.
Whether they can or not, it is
yeah.
I think what the best suggestion for Peacemaker was literally the end of where you see the Justice League, the DCE Justice League.
Yeah.
That's when they were just rebrought when they put Peacemaker season 2, they just have that refilmed with the new cast, literally just replace them over.
Or just cut it out. Just cut out.
And the other thing is, he wakes up. It's like a dream sequence, and he talks about it. Say, for example, if he's seeing a psychiatrist or whatever, and it's the first thing he speaks about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, oh, it's a memory thing.
Yeah. Which I have theories about what they're gonna do with Peacemaker.
But yes,
Superman.
And Creature Commandos, which we
technically that's the first thing, really, isn't it?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. But I say, the thing that people are gonna watch first is Superman. Creature Commandos is like where the MCU TV shows like on Disney Plus, where some people don't actually watch it.
Yeah, and then
which, by the way, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Should have been in cinema, maybe.
Yeah.
The story, anyways.
Yeah.
It makes a bit more sense than Captain America: Brave New World. Seems like that's the sequel to.
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, which then people missed the gap.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, so this movie, about an hour 10 minutes long. I think for some reason I'm like, it could have done with a bit more. Actually, I was satisfied with what I got, but I was like, oh, it's only 2 hours. Could have seen a bit more of the Clark Kent Daily Planet character.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it that much.
Wasn't that much? But I would say, I feel they didn't want to make it too long because like all the other like the Snyderverse sort of stuff, right? Was long, and they're like, okay, we don't want to do that right now, so let's kind of make this a. He pack a lot in that time, though. To be fair.
Yeah. I think this takes place over what, 3 or 4 days.
If that, yeah. Much, and I do. This is non-spoiler bit as well. I do I like this version because it was more like gleeful, if that makes sense, rather than.
Yes. I want to say, by the way, first, we don't want to jump to comparisons because people like different things or whatever. We'll just concentrate on. But I will say, as far as being a colorful movie, it's bright, it's colorful, it's like contrast. Yeah, it's non-muted colors. It's like bam, This is a comic book. Come to life.
And it's like, oh, that's cool. And
they went straight in there as well. They're like, and this is at the very beginning of the movie, so I didn't even spoil them. When I say literally at the beginning, you get a text saying metahumans first existed over 300 years ago.
Yeah,
like
the gods and monsters. Like, because that's chapter 1. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So you just get, and then it says like Superman's been around for about 3 years.
3 years, yeah. And he was born 30. He came to this planet 30 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah. 333.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's cool. They kind of done that rather than a big like thing like.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend 5 minutes telling you how we got to this point. I was like, oh.
No, exactly.
A little scroll.
They just went. Hey.
Yeah.
We'll. This is the universe, and we're just gonna go, and you're just gonna sit here and accept it.
Yeah.
And we did. We sat there and accepted it.
Yeah. Literally, as soon as I was like, yeah, I accept this, and then just carried on the film. I was like, okay, I don't know.
Which I find is a good thing because then you got all the other characters, like you're saying, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Terrific,
yeah,
sorry, yeah,
yeah,
and Guy Gardner, Green Lantern,
yeah,
and hawkgirl, and it's like, yeah, all right,
yeah, so okay.
And there's other people that exist in the world when you're like, yeah, okay,
yeah, and I like
they're here too. Good.
I like that. I aesthetically as well, like costumes and stuff like that. I liked all the costumes in this film. None of them
Okay, so where you could say about how Guy Gardner is not in his classic Green Lantern costume, with the jacket and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But look, Mr. Terrific is in Mr. Terrific's costume, and he is the leader of the group essentially.
Right? Yeah.
Because Superman's like doing his own thing, So of course he's going to tie it all together and make the suits look similar.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm alright with that.
Yeah. I'll make you guys cop my suit, you know?
Yeah, and it makes sense because they all had that little insignia in the middle, which I couldn't really know what it's meant to be, but I still enjoy that.
Well,
cool.
It looks like a J.
Yeah, and
then an L.
Yeah.
On the other side, but if they're the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No. So I just thought maybe he just thought like a cool design. It ain't thought of the name yet. So I like that. I liked Crypto because he was just a menace. So I like that.
I liked, like I was saying at the very beginning, Lex Luthor in this is. Don't even try to pretend that he's
a good person,
multi-dimensional character. He's just like, in this point in time, he's just like, I'm petty and I love it.
Yeah, I've just got a huge ego and I don't want someone to be better than me. I was like, okay, I get that reasoning.
There's no hamminess or whatever, tongue-in-cheekness to it. It's just like straight up.
Yeah,
I'm full of spite, and I'm just gonna hate for the sake of hating. You know?
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool. Though, like, I hate Superman because he made me bored or whatever. It's just like
no. I think this took the tone of All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
From the Grant Morrison run.
Yeah.
Which it's cool. That's obviously he's not going to fight Samson or Hercules with arm wrestling and all that stuff. Yeah. Not that over the top stuff. No. But there's some stuff that I'm like, wow, that's wacky sci-fi, and they stuck it in here, and I'm like, well, okay, we'll get to it. But you know.
And it fit, but it's lots of. I liked the guy who played Superman. I liked that. I liked him. I think it was goody good. Even Lois Lane. I like Lois Lane in this because
there is a massive height difference between. I know he's 6'4" and she's 5'2",
probably
3 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, wow, he's a giant. You know. I think Lois in the comics meant to be about 5'8", something like that.
Probably, something like that.
Yeah. I'm not knocking her height. I'm just saying when they're standing near each other, all of a sudden there's a massive
gap.
You know?
Like, oh, okay. Oh.
Even when he's hunched over, by the way, as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
When he's running into the Daily Planet, right?
Yeah, when he's running past like civilians, he's like
he's like
shoulders over them. Like, oh wow, this is
This
is hilarious.
I mean, you could have got some a bit taller civilians, say blends in a bit more, maybe, but no, they're like that.
No,
all right, okay.
Just towering over everyone. Yeah, I liked all the supporting cast as well. I think they all did their parts.
Yeah, they all got stuff to do. They weren't just there
to be
in the Daily Planet or whoever, just to be there. You know, they got little bits, pieces of character stuff. They helped progress the story.
Yeah, I thought it was good. This is probably my favorite interpretation of Lex Luthor out of.
I will say we have to go for a sequel, right? Because he's hitting beats that are particular to Lex Luthor, and then I'm thinking, which direction are they go with him? Because they can go evil businessman, which they kind of hear, or evil mad scientist.
Yeah, they kind of like straddled line with that, which I like. It's like, okay, he's one. He's like bit of both rather than
Then will they do that scene from All-Star Superman where he's in jail?
Still Clark controlling everything? Yeah.
And then it's like he's talking to Clark Kent saying, "See, I like you, Clark. You're clumsy oaf of a human, but you are human."
Yeah, like,
you know.
But is
that sequence I really do like, by the way, and I'm wondering if they take like in the sequel and do that with Luke, it was one of those things where you can't see beyond your ego.
Yeah, which is.
Or will they even do the bit from John Byrne's run where it had they used a machine to find out Superman's secret identity, and then it turns out to be Clark Kent, and then Luthor's like to the scientist lady, he essentially verbally pie faces it. Doesn't actually do, because woman, that's laughable. Why would he ever pretend to be human? It makes no sense. And that's because Lex Luthor, if he were that power, he would, just hoard it above everyone else. So, yeah.
Silly Luthor.
Well, but I'd like to see those bits, where how would be his, how would how certain situations would play with that version of the Luthor character.
Yeah. So I think I trust Nicholas Hoult. He can bring him many dimensions.
I personally still think that Michael Rosenbaum's the best live action version of Lex Luthor, but to be fair, he had
7 years.
7 years plus, right?
Yeah.
He had bits and pieces. And also he had some really good episodes where he did really good stuff, and some not so good episodes where he tried to carry, right?
Yeah.
But we've only seen Nicholas Hoult in the 2-hour movie, so maybe they will add more dimension to him, or even diminish some levels of dimension, because Luthor, you can't go in that direction.
Yeah, because he's a terrible human. Yeah. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else we can say about spoilers?
There's some other characters. The engineer from Planet Watch. Not Planetary. Not the Authority. Is it Planetary or Authority? It's the Authority.
It's the Authority. Yeah.
Planetary is something else.
Yeah.
Warren Ellis. And then there's another character who is, through the film, you're like, okay, well, I mean, we probably came into it knowing who it was anyways by the name of when you hear Ultraman.
Yeah.
It's just which type of Ultraman character are they doing?
Yeah. It's sort of like, okay, makes sense. Yeah. When the reveal happens,
Yeah. And I think as you were watching, I was watching it. At a certain point, you were like, okay, I know exactly.
Yeah. But how are they going to do
what's behind the character? But is it another character?
Yeah. Well, I was like, oh, okay.
I did like the bit with the parents, those set of parents.
Yeah.
Joelle.
Yeah.
And Lara L. and Lara Court. What Lara L is? It's Lara, is it?
Well, I can't
remember.
Lara Zoel. Isn't that? Wait, isn't
that Scar Zoel? Okay.
Anyways,
Lara,
yeah.
and then Ma and Pa Kent, which is they just call Ma and Pa Kent. They don't go for Jonathan and Martha. They just Ma and Pa.
Which I like this interpretation of them because it felt more realistic to me. Yeah.
Yeah, they went in it for that much.
No.
But then you're like, but they got everything through the characters.
Yeah.
Which is something you're like, okay.
Yeah.
The actors were paid to do a job, and they did, they delivered as much as they needed to for you to understand what the scene was.
And like, I was saying this to my friend. It's not a spoiler or anything, because my friend was like, "Oh, he didn't like how they portrayed Pa Kent in this." Like, what do you mean? He goes, "Oh, he's a larger man." I was like, "What's wrong with that?" He goes, "Oh, he's got to be blue collar, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Have you seen many farmers?" And he goes, "Oh, but he's a bit soft." I'm like, but then it kind of makes sense why Clark's the way he is, because his dad's a big guy, but he's a soft-natured person. Hence why Clark becomes the way he is. He cares about humanity. It would make more sense than his dad being like, "I'm an all-American football guy and I burst my knee and became a farmer," sort of thing. You know what I mean? Or being 80s heartthrob actor. I mean, yeah.
Farmers can have many different builds. I mean, Brock Lesnar's a farmer. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, So, yeah.
Yeah, for all we know, that guy could just be like Wilson Fisk,
Yeah.
The big beefy man underneath that, he can shoulder press cows,
Yeah. I like that they showed Pa Kent look more sensitive and, caring.
Because look, Pa Kent usually is the man who is telling, like, Ma and Pa, both of them.
Yeah.
They're the ones that show Clark how to live a normal life, essentially.
Yeah.
And how to use, start using his powers for good or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So you wouldn't be a certain type of personality.
No.
if you were going in the like, you might end up going completely off key.
Yeah.
If you were, ruling in fear and stuff like that. So, I'm sure that at some point they had to discipline Clark, and you're wondering, well, first of all,
first of all, it would have been a Brightburn situation.
I'm gonna raise a hand to you, I'll break my hand when I slap you. So
it would have been a Brightburn. Is it Brightburn?
Yeah.
In that situation, yeah.
Oh. No, but, like, as far as the interpretation of like Jonathan Kent or Martha Kent or either of them, right?
Yeah.
It's like there are various different ways to portray them on the screen. So it doesn't matter if it's slightly not what you expect visually, as long as they portray what they need to portray as characters.
Yeah, that's what really matters.
As long as they portray what they need to portray as to how they raised Clark, the type of people that raised Clark Kent to be a Superman.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. Just imagine, by the way, if this man Clark Kent raised Lex Luthor, would he have ended up the way that he did?
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good point. That is a good point. Ooh.
Yeah, but like they did a little and said a lot, essentially.
Yeah, got the point across. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I would say to go people to go. I can get some people didn't like it, right?
Yeah,
I went with one of my friends and he didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't enjoy it. That's because he kept on saying, all Superman does is get beat up in the film. I'm like, oh, well.
Well, people complain when he doesn't get... Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, first of all, in Superman Returns, he doesn't punch anything. So in Man of Steel, he punches everything.
Yeah. And now they do middle ground.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but in Man of Steel, it's all dark and dreary. And then now it's bright and colourful, and people, it's just so you can't hit all the audiences.
No, you can't. No.
And you probably can't, like, everyone, I'm sure, has their interpretation of what they think Superman would do. So
yeah.
But I think this hits the key points of being faithful to the character.
Yeah.
As far as most of it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman, as we know in the comics, did end up killing those Kryptonians from another planet, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Kryptonians from the universe he's in. The Kryptonians from Superboy Prime universe. Way back when. We killed them with the kryptonite.
Yeah.
Left them to like, it was General Zod and some other people.
Yeah.
And then he went and exiled himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they'll go to that level in this, but I'm wondering because like most of it, like, this takes place on Earth essentially. I'm just wondering, there's quite a lot of Superman villains. Which ones they're gonna do, and if they bring some off-planet like aliens, I could accept it in this universe. It makes
because they've already
set the tone.
Yeah, about to say they've already set the tone, like, about space and like interdimensionalism and stuff. So yeah. So
for example, if Mongol came along and he's like, World War's going to invade Earth, I'd be like,
yeah,
all right, okay. They probably can't be well done. It's probably just be like a dimensional teleport where you try to invade. But that'd be like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because if you start from zero, if they were no other heroes and this is Superman's first go around, and I suppose you can't do like something like that without setting up the rest of the other people's origin stories, which I think believe Lanterns is going to be connected to this, and Guy Gardner is in that for a little bit.
Yeah, so which is coming out next year, I think. So yeah,
and Hal Jordan is Old Man Jordan.
Yeah, I'll say quite. Like midlife crisis Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and John Stewart, essentially, I do believe he seems more of the lead or the co-lead.
Yeah.
But he's the new guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe a guy just been like around for like a year or something like that.
Yeah. The newest recruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they've got their eyes set on expanding the universe already. So if this film were to fail,
then.
Well, they're really locked in. They're really locked into.
They can't go back now at this point. Yeah. Full steam ahead at this point.
And then whether in 5 years they decide, like, if it didn't make its money or it did flop or whatever, they'd be like, okay, let's have a second look. But
reboot. Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think at this point they really got the claws in, and they're just gonna.
Yeah, I think it's gonna truck along. Yeah, because I feel like
maybe adjust some tones of the other movies or whatever. If they thought something was going to be a bit off key.
Yeah, it won't like make a major left turn that he tried to do with the last universe.
Yeah, I think they already said Supergirl's finished filming. So I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe just special effects, and then because sometimes that takes ages.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you would say to just before we end the non-spoiler section.
Yep.
People to go watch. Yeah.
Yeah, go watch. Definitely. I'm gonna go try and see it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you're a comic book fan and you already know certain things, I think certain things will surprise you, and certain things you'll be like, I already knew that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But then it's not as if they're trying to keep it a secret. You know, when you watch Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And Harvey Dent became Two-Face.
Yeah.
I mean, you comic book fans already know this is going to happen.
Yeah. It's just
non-comic book fans though got a big dirty surprise when that happened.
Yeah.
You know, when he had this meltdown.
Yeah. And started murdering
everyone. Yeah. That's one of the times, by the way, where I would have preferred to be not a fan.
Yeah.
Because then when it happens, you'd be like, oh my goodness, this guy.
Yeah, because even the marketing, they didn't really like say anything about Two-Face, did they? So yeah, that was pretty.
Because I think at that point we want to know whether he becomes Two-Face in this movie,
this one or the next one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
And in hindsight, maybe they should have saved it because obviously you want to know that Heath Ledger was going to die.
Yeah.
But if they hadn't turned Harvey Dent Two-Face, then they could have had Aaron Eckhart carry the next film. No, I'm not saying, by the way, nothing against Bane or anything like that, but then it would have been more of resolve that cliffhanger where Batman's running away from all the dogs and the police and then disappears for like 8 years and then he comes back, you know?
Yeah. But then I don't think in the long run, how they sort of we'll get back to Superman literally after this one, but I say. Yeah. In the long run, like with is Two-Face that much could have done that much of a threat in Gotham?
Well, I don't it'd be one of those things where you would have Two-Face and someone else, you know?
Yeah.
And they kind of like you don't need them to directly go through each other's paths, but Batman have to deal with this. Someone close to him that's gone a bit nuts,
yeah.
And then someone who's probably more distance away from him, but more of a physical threat or whatever, like Bane, for example. You know, like you'd mix up a little bit, and they wouldn't. The two villains wouldn't be like, oh, let's do a team up. It's just like, you know, I've got my plan, he's got his plan.
Yeah.
And Batman's actually trying to resolve both of ours.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Right. Okay, but that's that. Yeah.
Yes.
And there will be a Batman movie at some point in this universe, separate from the Batman that is in the Matt Reeves verse.
Yeah.
And I don't think, by the way, I think they could, like, the thing is that if they turned out to be in the same universe, because I know they say it's different, but you still can, there's still enough time for them to actually say, well, you know what, they are the same.
I don't know.
Go on.
I don't think they could.
I don't think the looks of the films could, you know, the way they're so different.
Other than that, because what they've said, like, James Gunn's kind of like applied to in this DC universe, that Batman's a lot older and has kids and had Robins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So into spoilers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So as we said at the beginning, it was 300 years ago when they had metahuman. The first metahuman existed, right?
Yeah. Who was
then
it?
It was
I don't know.
3 decades ago when then Krypton exploded and the infant child was sent to Earth.
Yeah.
And then it's 3 years ago when Superman made his first appearance. And then 3 minutes ago, Superman lost his first fight. And you just see him crashing down into the snow, like on the trailers. By the way, you didn't watch the trailers, did you? Yeah? I watched them afterwards, but I didn't like to.
I still haven't seen them, no.
Oh, well, in the trailer.
I've only seen the start. I've only seen the start of the trailer where he's lying in the ice, and I'm like, every time I'm like, yep, I've moved.
Well, lucky that was at the beginning because in the movie, because if you watch the trailer, you think that's in the middle of the movie or something like that. But we might go over the bits of the trailers at the end because there's some bits in the trailer. If you watch now, it spoil the sections of the movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he's crashed down, and then he's like, then he whistles and he gets Crypto to. Well, first of all, Crypto runs over.
Yeah.
And then, like a dog, playful dog. He's just jumping on Superman, who's all beat up, and he's like, "Crypto, stop! Crypto, stop! Please, just take me home." And then he gives the cape, and Crypto just drags him back to the Fortress of Solitude, which is coming up from the ice in the Arctic.
Yeah.
And then they set they set up something for the film, which the Superman robots. They pick him up, they put him on the gurney or whatever it is, and then they play the video message from his parents, his biological parents in the background, because it soothes him. And then they start speaking Kryptonese.
Yeah.
But the video got damaged in when he
crashed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he only hears part of the message, which then is translated as like, my son Kal-El.
We love you.
Our son Kal-El. Do good. We hope you survive, blah, 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 and everything, and then it glitches out. But then the robot's like, oh, yeah, because it soothes him, we'll put it on.
Yeah.
And then they put him in some yellow sun rejuvenating, like absorption rejuvenation magnifying machine thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? All right.
Yeah, this is
the technology, I guess, that Kryptons have, can be from the Kryptonians, whether they had yellow sun or whatever, but it's just like, okay,
it makes sense.
Technology, is and then he gets powered up, and then the robot's like, okay, so at 100%, you got beat up.
Yeah,
you're only 83%, and you're still gonna go out there.
Yeah,
and he goes, because people might get hurt.
Yeah, so I was like,
I got a job to do.
Which I liked. I was like, good on him.
Yeah, and the robot's like, all right,
fine. I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Superman flies back to Metropolis, where we see the what beat him up, which was the
Bavaria hammer. The Bavaria.
Bogovia.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Something weird.
Yeah. Which is doing eye beams, and I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I was like, just a second, right?
See,
which we'll get to in about 5 minutes from here, because at the point when it starts, when you have a question mark on a particular thing, right? You're like, actually. So yeah, and Superman flies back. They have a little bit more of a tussle, and essentially, he's beating up Superman, and Lex Luthor is like, yeah. Shouting out instructions. What was it? Because
he's ran a simulation. He's studied all the Superman's fights and ran simulations, so he's came up to every count of anything Superman can do from what he's seen. I was like, okay, that's believable. Again, it wasn't like that's weird. I was like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lex, you asshole.
Yeah. So then he smashes Superman into the ground from up there, like Dragon Ball Z style.
Yeah.
And then one of these hot dog cart guys, come try to help Superman out of the hole that he's been punched into.
Yeah.
And then Lex Luthor's like, scan that guy. I know who he is. Yeah. And then the guy, the other civilians are like, oh, what are you doing? And he goes, I want to help Superman.
He's my friend.
Because he's helped us before.
Yeah.
And as he's helping Superman up, like the hammer of Bavaria just flies off.
Yeah. He basically says, like, if you do this ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, they hit supervillain monologue and it flies off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you get one of the other dudes saying to Superman, after he's filming him with his iPhone, he goes, Superman, maybe you shouldn't have interfered with the war that's going on in that other Bavaria.
Yeah.
And Superman looks at him like, not like you're right, you're wrong. He's like, dude, how's that helping?
Yeah, like read the room. Like it's not the moment you say something like this. But okay, thanks.
Yeah. Oh. So then the hammer of Bavaria flies over to some beach army place.
Yeah.
Right. US looking army place as well.
Yeah.
Walks into some portal, right?
Yep.
And just ends up in Luthor Tower.
Yeah.
The interdimensional transporter, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And then he takes off his stuff and he's in the black suit with the big white U on him.
Yeah.
He's like, it's Ultraman. I was like, okay. Well, once we saw the eye beams,
yeah,
I assumed it was Ultraman.
Yeah, same.
Inside the suit.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I know that is. Well, I don't know who it was, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And from the name Ultraman, we kind of worked out what is going to be next.
Yeah.
Go on.
And then after that, then wait, I'm trying to remember. This is where we see Superman as Clark Kent going to the Daily Planet, right?
Yeah.
And this is where like we said before, we see him just walking through the crowd, towering over everyone, because apparently people in Metropolis are super short.
Yeah.
And then he goes up and he sees Lois, and then he starts telling her about the interview he had with Superman after his fight, and they start arguing, and Jimmy's like, "Oh wow, these guys don't like each other. This is weird." And before that, we see Jimmy talking to Perry White, who says, "Call me Chief, not Perry," or whatever. Yeah, it's a little running joke. And then they sort of argue. Then they go separate ways, and then I might be thinking of the actions a bit out of place. I can't remember. And then it goes to Lois Lane going home, and then I missed out a bit.
No, you missed out a bit. Where so when Clark comes into the Daily Planet, I think he's picking up a call from his mum and his dad.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Martin Park Kent, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember this bit specifically because as he's talking to them, right?
Yeah.
And Jimmy Olsen's like, "Oh, you the man, Kent," right? Because of this article that he wrote, right? And then they do a little nerdy little shuffle, but because of the fist bump, they use their legs to like the knee bumps. I'm like, "Oh, you guys, besties."
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. And then so Mom Park can have a little chat with Clark, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'm at work now. But love you both." And he goes, "Yeah, your dad hasn't seen you in a while, but whenever you can, just have a pop around. I mean, your dad, he misses you. He's a big softie."
Yeah. I'm like, oh.
And his dad's like, "Hi, Clark." Just reading the paper. Like,
I like how the parents, like how his mum's using the phone like she doesn't know how to use technology. How she's like kind of shouting down to it. You're like, oh. They are simple backwater folk. Oh, I like that. I like that.
And like you're saying, Lois and like Clark, she's like, "Oh, how did you get this interview with Super?" Like, "Oh, that was pretty quick."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Superman's a friend and stuff like that.
He saw me straight afterwards.
Yeah. Like, so how come your bestie Superman has only been interviewed by you and no one else?
Yeah.
What's that about? Yeah. So he's like. A little bit of spice there, because of a little bit of jealousy, kind of professional jealousy, and how convenient of all the times that we know, Clark Kent's interviewing Superman. You're like, I don't know how eyes were, how you can see. Though to be fair here, David Corenswet, they adjust his hair, like completely different, like it's slicked back as Superman, kind of, right? It's styled, right? But here it's just like they call it the broccoli haircut, right?
Which I like.
Just like a mop on his head, and then he does the he shifts his jaw a little bit forward, so he has a little bit of an underbite. Yeah. So there's enough of a distinct difference between people. Though once you say, "Oh yeah, I'm basically interviewing myself," most people will be like,
"Hey, what? Yeah,
get his picture and get his picture, and let's."
But when we get to it in a minute, I'll say what I thought he did. And then is this afterwards when we see the engineer? Oh no, I think I missed that bit where she kind of finds out where the fortress is, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Sorry, we missed out. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So when Superman crashed, engineer kind of followed him.
Yeah.
Stayed under the radar, of course, right?
Yeah.
And then when the fortress formed, she saw it.
Yeah.
And then as she was coming towards it, started.
Going back into the.
Yeah.
See.
Hiding itself, camouflaging itself on where it is, right?
Yeah.
And then he's basically like on the intercom with Luthor going, "Yeah." He on the codec.
Yeah, codec.
He does have a place that he's going to. In the Arctic somewhere. So, and he's like, "Well, come back. We'll have a look at it. a bit later on.
Yeah.
At least we found it.
Yeah.
So, I think this is where Luthor goes to the American army people.
Yeah, like the people in power. Yeah, saying like, we need to shut down Superman because blah blah blah, and you can hire my Ultramen, and we can.
You can handle my Raptor troops and my Ultramen. The Raptor troops, by the way, are in the green and yellow, so the green and purple Luthor tech suits.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay.
I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I thought maybe he'd be wearing one at the end of the movie.
Same here.
But once they apply to his people, like that's the color scheme of his group, you'd be like, it's probably not going to go in that direction.
Yeah, naughty yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's trying to
go on.
He's trying to like convince the military to go all in on him and saying that we can't trust Superman, and then one guy is kind of like, because you see Rick Flag Senior, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I know him from Prison Break and other stuff. Who's Lois's inside man or something, whatever. Yeah, and he's like, well,
wait, which?
The Asian dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, well, Superman hasn't done anything bad to us, so we can't really, start trying to stop beef with him. So,
and what's funny is with Luthor here is like clearly when he's by himself with all his people and stuff, and all his yes men, he's like. The hatred just overflows.
Yeah,
right?
It's like obvious.
Contagiously, by the way, because you don't even know why some of the other people are hating on, are teaming with him. All you know is that Luthor wants it, and they're like, okay,
sure.
But when he's with the government officials and other people that I say he has some level of respect to, or he needs to convince them, or whatever, he's like, no. So you understand, right?
Yeah.
Superman, because he's doing this, has caused us problems.
Yeah.
Us being
him.
The US, right?
Yeah.
As though he's part of the company, even though we know.
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's all a cover.
Yep.
He's all a cover. He just wants to be up. He wants to humiliate Superman. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh no, so you people need to listen to me because I've got the answers to the questions of how do we contain Superman.
Yeah. And then
they're like you said, they're like, we haven't actually done anything that's we consider out of order to anybody, and it's been very helpful. So I don't know where you're going with Luthor, and why you've constructed all the Raptors and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, make it make sense.
You're saying as a backup, but you kind of don't need them yet.
No, and he's like, well,
at all even. Because this character has proved himself to be, non-threat, but
So then I think this is where he kind of talks about the Fortress of Solitude, okay, that is kind of illegal, but it's not harming anyone. So Luthor, we don't need your help right now. So then he gets all Luthor-y as we do, and then again I might be jumping a bit. Then this is where he goes to the Antarctic.
Not yet.
Actually, no. This is when. Then we go to.
This is where the bit that you were saying before, where
Lois.
Lois comes home.
Yeah, and she comes home and she hears like rustling and stuff. So she thinks someone's burgled her into her place because she does live in Metropolis, even though it's not as bad as Gotham. But anyways, and then she gets her baseball bat, going to maybe attack the intruder in her kitchen. And she is Clark, and he's cooking for her, and he goes, cooking you breakfast for dinner. And she's like, why are you doing that for? Because you love it. He goes, I like breakfast. Didn't say I like it for dinner. You like breakfast for dinner. He's like, well, yeah. So then this is when and then they start talking about what happened at the office. He goes, oh, look at us making people think we don't like each other. Yeah. And realistically, we've been dating for 3 months. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then you find out she knows that he's Superman. You're like, oh, okay. I'm glad I just nipped that in the bud now, because how many times we do a reveal where she finds out? It's a bit annoying now. Yeah. So then they start talking, and then she goes, don't you think it's a bit ethnically wrong that you interview yourself? And he goes, well, not really, it's easy. And she goes, okay, why don't you let me interview you? And he goes, yeah, sure. And she's like, really? He's like, yeah, sure. So then they start talking.
Well, she actually says to him, though, I don't think you would like it.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I can do it. I can take it. I'm Superman.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it like that, but, you know, basically.
That's essentially what he kind of does, though.
Yeah. So they start talking. And then the first question you can't ask him, like, so why did you stop the invasion? He's like, well, okay, I'm not making hard-hitting questions first. And he basically said, like, people are going to die. And it's not right for people to die. And I was like, he's got a point. And then she starts trying to say, what you see, people think you're America, so you're starting international affair. He goes, but I'm not. You know, I'm trying to stop it. Then
I represent the entire world.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know. And again, he's right. But then she starts making counter arguments, which, again, you can see where she's right as well. Where it's like...
As far as from a neutral point of view, if you're an investigative reporter, she wasn't holding back.
No.
But then again, those are answers what she would be doing to anyone anyway. Yeah. And then at certain points, he's like, no, off the record.
Yeah.
And he stopped the recording. She goes, no, you're supposed to say that before we...
Yeah, which I thought was quite funny. And then they start going back and forth.
He gives her an answer. She asks a question, and he's like, you know the answer to that. I told you that yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? And she goes, no, you...
Off the record, you have to say, and he's like, oh.
And not only that, you told me as Clark Kent yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing Superman today. So,
like, oh,
you have to, you know, tell me why. And then basically he was just saying that he how he resolved the conflict was he got the president of Bulgaria and he just flew him over to another part of the world and kind of dangled him.
Yeah.
And the guy wet himself, and that's why that guy has and he stopped the war, of course, but you know, at that point so that's why he has beef against Superman.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay.
But then they get into like you said, right? They get into a semi-spat, but not really.
Yeah.
It's just more of there's political arguments.
Yes.
And how much can a country that has no
jurisdiction
ruling over another country like do anything about particulars? And you know, like you said, his arguments, well, people are going to die, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm here to stop people dying.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Which,
he's
not wrong.
No. Yeah. But then it's just like it gets a bit tricky from a point of view if you're saying this character from Metropolis, is going over there, and Metropolis is in America.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't have a home base, that's
then different story, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's like by association, you say that he's American.
Yeah, exactly.
He speaks with American accent, so kind of.
So
you know, But if you could speak every language in the world with all neutral accents as he's speking, then you can kind of say,
okay, sure, yeah.
But he's a white man as well, so that kind of
exactly, Even though he told everyone that he's an alien, but you know he resides in America, so yeah, you're American, mate. Yeah. So then they have an argument, and then she says, like, under her breath, something, I knew this wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
And then Clark hears it, and then he gets his stuff and leaves, and then she
he goes, yeah, what did you say? She goes, oh, nothing. And then he's like, all right.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, all right.
And then he just, but obviously he realized at that point, you know, there's no point in pushing because it's going to create a whole different argument, you know?
Yeah.
So he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to take a step out, which I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then this is where we see Luthor, Ultraman, and Engineer flying to the Antarctic, and they find the Fortress of Solitude. And Engineer
says, "How are you gonna get in?" I think it's code. It's like
code to his DNA.
I think there's some sort of what's it called?
It's coded to his DNA, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, that's not what she says because you know I think it activates when he's around.
Yeah,
and then I think they conclude that it is they coded to his DNA.
Yeah.
And then Luthor is like, don't worry, I got a solution for that. And just keep on walking, and then the thing opens up, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right? Like, huh.
And then we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's when it kind of like didn't confirm, but I was like close, like, okay, I kind of get this now. Huh.
And then there was the scene where she beats up all the Superman robots, slices them in pieces.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor just walking through all the chaos.
Yeah, which I thought was filmed pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's just like, oh yeah, there's something. I'm not going to break my stride. Not even slow down. Not even fast pace or nothing like that. Just going to continue walking at how I'm walking. Engineer and Ultraman going to take care of everything. There was a bit where Crypto comes along, and I think this is what they said they cut because the test audience didn't like it. But Crypto gets bitch slapped by Ultraman. Punched or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're just doing a minor thing where Engineer throws the nanites in his face so he can't breathe. And
which in a way is kind of more messed up. But yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was getting tortured, but okay, sure.
And then they activate the message, and Engineer does the thing where she goes into the technology.
Yeah.
And she gets the Kryptonian message and whatever, right? And she goes, there's more of that because it starts glitching out.
Yeah.
She goes, hold on a second, I'm just gonna do what I do.
Yeah. I'm gonna download the rest of it.
The machine, technically.
Yeah.
And then basically she goes, oh, there's a plot twist here, right?
Like,
and Luthor's like, get that message, and then we'll leave.
Yeah.
You know, we've got what we come for. Let's go.
Yeah.
And and then they go.
Then they go. Yep.
By the way, they didn't even clean up any trace that they're there. Just like, yeah, we're gonna break this man's house and let him know it was us. Yeah, that's how we do.
And then that was it's also Mr. Well, while that's going on, like just before they go, like, oh, do you think he's gonna come once we get there? Yeah. And then I got distraction, and then that's when we see two of his like henchmen drop off this baby lizard thing in the middle of Metropolis. And one of them goes, oh, it's quite small. It's like, once it eats, it gets bigger. They just let it go off into the wild, and then it says it's like 7 hours later, and the thing's like as tall as a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And then Superman starts fighting it, and then this is when the Justice Gang come and help, and we're introduced to Guy Gardner, Kendra Sandel.
That's hawkgirl.
Yep. And
Sanders,
that's it. And Mr. Terrific, Michael Hoult.
AKA Michael. Wait, is this the Michael Hoult version, right?
Yeah. Because the other one's Ted. What's his name? Not Ted. I forgot the original.
Who does remember at that point? Justice Society, right? Who doesn't remember the original Mr. Terrific?
Yeah, no one does. Why would you? Yeah. So then they come start helping, and then Superman's like, "We can't kill the help me contain it, so we can set it free or give it to like a intergalactic zoo or something like that." Yeah. Then they end up killing it.
Yeah. So hawkgirl gets her mace and smashes it in the eye.
Yeah. She's not.
Green Lantern makes a drill to go into his eye as well. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. And Mr. Terrific's like, our concern is to get this thing stop property damage. So, and Superman's like, yeah, but we don't need to kill it.
Yeah.
And
Ted
like,
Sloan, that's it. Correct.
We're gonna do what we need to do to make sure that people aren't hurt.
Yeah. Which
like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah. And then they blow it up from the inside out, essentially.
Yeah. Then it dies.
When they blow it up, I mean, they kill it from the inside out.
Yeah,
right?
basically, like, blow up its like its stomach or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Superman gets sad. And he's like, "Why'd you do it?" And they're like, "Well, it is what it is," sort of thing. You're like, oh.
Yeah, but I get. So first of all, as character-wise, I get the logic that why hawkgirl would do, because that's similar to character in the comics.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner as well is a bit more reckless as well, so I understand that. But Mr. Terrific, I wouldn't see as a guy who would be like, yeah, let's just
kill it.
Murder this thing.
Yeah.
To stop it,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. That's one of not out of character things. I was like, okay, that's a bit. Didn't see that coming, but okay, sure, whatever. Yeah. So then, while that happens.
Well, by the way, while he's saying he's one of the smartest men in the world, right?
Yeah.
So if you're so smart, couldn't you have come up with a way that doesn't
kill it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. If it was another character, and I'll probably come up with another character off the top of my head a bit later on.
Yeah.
But if it was another character that did things that way, then you'd be you kind of would accept it a bit more.
Yeah.
If it was Hawkman, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Then So then, while this is going on, they save the day and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then Superman's talking to them, and then they try to convince him to join. He's like, nah, I'm alright, yeah. And then this is when
Lone Ranger, yeah.
Yeah. And then this is when the message from his parents gets leaked into the world.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, Kal-El, come to this earth and then, take over basically.
Yeah. Rule them. Fornicate with them. Revive Krypton because it's been destroyed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta repopulate the planet by yourself. We sent you here on Earth because they're soft, and when I say soft, I mean like, in they're not capable of fighting you. They can't do jack to you.
Yeah. And if you have to be forceful,
with an iron fist.
Yeah, if you need to be forceful, be forceful. And they're like, how could you, Superman? He's like, wait, what? What? What?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. And then people start throwing stuff at him.
And they turn on him pretty quickly, considering the guy's been saving him for the past 3 years.
3 years, yeah. Like, if he wanted to do what he was going to do, it was done ages ago. Yeah, but then this is my same... It's like when the Omni-Man thing as well. Like
yeah.
So then he meets up with the Justice Gang inside a building.
Yeah.
Because he's like stressed out. So they come in and then Guy Gardner like blanks out the whole building so no one can see in with his ring. And he's like, did you not know about it? So they gave him benefit of the doubt. Like, did you know about this? He's like, no, I didn't. And they basically believe him in it. But we can't be around you right now. Because...
He said, I only saw the first half of that message.
Yeah.
I never. The rest of it was corrupted, so I never saw the other half.
Yeah.
But it can't be true. Maybe it's Luthor has maybe Luthor has corrupted the message somewhat.
Yeah, and they're like, oh.
And then Mr. Terrific is like, nah.
No.
There's an authentic broadcast. There's no alterations that I can see there.
Yeah.
So then we just accept that it's 100% true.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say, by the way, is as much as you might think this is, like I say you as in the casual the comic book audience that know this is how Ultraman, proper Ultraman, Earth 3 Ultraman, was that the message that his parents sent.
Yeah.
However, I will say, as if they ever go back to this at any point, is it's a translation thing.
Yeah.
What they're saying in Kryptonese might be several different words.
Yeah.
When you reconstruct it in English.
Yeah. Because they say, we've spoke to many people with language people and they said it's blah, blah, blah. I was like, but how would they really know? Because they're not from around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But okay,
I'm sure like when you see subtitles for movies and stuff like that, depending on who's subtitling. Yeah. Even when we watch Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
And you get different studios translating the same thing, and they come up with different things.
Yep, different plot points. Yeah, so sure.
Yeah.
So then, Superman then goes again. I might be missing a tiny bit out, but you might be able to correct me. Then Superman flies.
They say to him, where could he have got the message? Like, where did he get the message from?
Yeah, and that's when he's like,
yeah.
So then he flies to the Fortress of Solitude, finds it's been wrecked, and then he's talking to his robots. Number 4, who wants to be called Gary, but then isn't called Gary. He's like, "Are you okay?" He's stabbing himself in the head. Like, then he dies, and then Superman's upset about everything that happens, and then he's like looking for Crypto, and then Crypto's not there. So then I was about to say a really bad word. Then he freaks out and then flies to Luthor's building and is like, "Where's the dog?" He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And he goes,
yeah. And he does it in such a side manner. He's like, "I blatantly know what you're talking about."
And then he gets his girlfriend to record this, so then it looks like Superman threatening him. Then he says something under his breath like, "I know what a dog is," something like that. And then Superman grabs him like, "Look, he's trying to assault me. He's trying to assault me." And then Superman's like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah. He's sipping his tea as he's doing this, while Superman's flung a table to the side.
Yeah.
To be able to grab Luthor. Yeah. And then when he gets called out, like as in Eve Tessmaker is filming, and he goes, "Stop filming now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, all this does not paint Superman in a good light."
Yeah. So then that gets leaked as well. So then after that,
this is where this where Superman, like you see him flying back, coming back home where the day is a bit darker.
Yeah.
Into his own apartment, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Where Lois is there, and then he's like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, just another day at the office, Lois. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and she goes, "Don't they need your help with that big battle thing behind you that's in the sky with all the bright lights and whatever in the darkness?" And he's like, "Oh, the justice."
They got that. Yeah.
It's a fifth dimensional, but they got it all under control.
So while they're talking in the background, you see him like fighting the thing, which I thought was pretty cool looking. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that's what you see in the first picture. Well, I thought it was Brainiac, but no. Yeah. And then
and they have a little conversation between themselves about how they didn't mean for the interview to get
heated,
so hostile.
Yeah.
And then they're like, are we still good, right? And yeah. And then he's like, he said, I'm just gonna go off and give him a hand, and this situation a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit frosty, but not really, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, I haven't said it to you, Lois, but I love you. And then he flies off.
He flies off.
Like, right.
Okay. Weird time to drop that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then off this, is this when he turns himself in as well?
Yeah. The next day, because this is nighttime. And it's like, So
he turns himself in, but they're like roughhousing him and goes, I surrendered. I turned myself in. Why do you need to do this? And they're like, well,
Ultraman just smashing his face into the ground. And just like, what? What's that for?
Yeah, I was like, that's a bit of a mean thing to do, but okay, sure. And then then they're carrying him off they take him somewhere. Then that's when Flag Senior is like, yeah, we got to put you in. I was gonna say the raft, but it's not from the raft. That's Marvel.
So the interdimensional thing where Ultraman first went into.
Yeah.
Where they take Superman to some like beach area with like military whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, shove him in the portal.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. And then
Luthor's like, so Superman, I've been hating you all this time, right?
Yep.
It's aliens like you, right?
Yeah.
That are bad for the planet. See, look at this, all this stuff that I've constructed because of my intelligence. And then you see this is the one I remember the most because I think it's also in the All-Star Superman. But you get the monkeys with the things on their brain, right?
Yeah.
Typing into the on the internet about how they hate Superman. He's an alien. He's called super shit, or whatever it is. Yeah.
That's where they got it from.
Half laughing and half like, my goodness, the audaciousness of this.
Yeah.
This I know it's not even the Lex Luthor character, but it's like, wow, James Gunn proper pulling from a bit more wackier source material and making it work.
Because they got that from The Simpsons.
It was from Simpsons as well.
Yeah, when Mr. Burns, he had it's an episode. I can't remember what happens. He's taking around his house, and then he shows, "This is my monk. These are the monkeys I've hired to write scripts and send them off to like studios to get films done." And then you see monkeys smoking, and then and I was like, that's so cool. Back to The Simpsons. I wonder if anyone else is gonna get that.
So then they're going past these massive blocks of transparent cells and stuff like that, where Lex Luthor's like, so I put here everyone that has any bad words against me. Look at that, some random reporter over there, some dude on the internet over there, ex-girlfriend over there.
You're like,
wow.
Yes.
Just like, okay, so not only you hate Superman, but anyone that incurs your wrath, you're just like,
yep,
you're going into a cell.
Like, wow, this guy.
And then there's, I think the very first thing they step in the pool, they have Metamorpho there. And then they're like, how are you going to contain Superman? And he's just like, going to turn his arm into kryptonite.
That's when they get to the cell. It has like...
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I thought the thing driving the sled they were on was a white Martian. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah.
No. I thought that too. And you know what? That is also funny because it's the hypocrisy. It's like, I hate aliens, but I've got one driving.
Yeah. He's a good one. You're like, that's racist. Yeah.
Especially since the green Martians are the good ones.
Yeah, and the white ones are the bad ones. Again, that's weirdly racist.
It's funny as well because at that point where Superman gets put into not even the cell, but the car that drives, and Lex Luthor's calling him a Martian.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, actually, I'm not from Mars.
And he goes, that's all the same. Yeah, it's like
even though, like you're saying, a white Martian is just, and white Martian's not even. He sells it. He was reporting it just for the fun of me, you, and comic fans to know that when he calls Superman a Martian and says whatever afterwards, right? White Martian should look around and go,
hey man, hey man, HR, I'm gonna tell him. Oh. And then that's when they get to the cell, and then we see Metamorpho, and he goes, "This guy here, he can change his body into any known substance known to man, even to aliens." And then he turns him into kryptonite, and then Superman's like, Diaga. And then we look over and we see someone holding a green baby, which confused me for a bit. And you're like, oh, that's the thing they got on him. Okay, cool. So then Luthor's like, I'm gonna come back, and then you're gonna tell me everything I need to know about your people and stuff. If not, they'll be held to pay. And Superman's like, I'm dying, I can't say nothing. So then and then I think I might be jumping around at this point. Then Lois is, I think we go back to Lois, and she's looking for him, right? Yeah, she can't find him. So then she goes to the Justice Gang.
No, she works out. She goes to the planet. And then she's like, then Jimmy's like to her, you're writing the article about Superman, right? About the message from his parents and stuff like that. It's all broadcast around the world. That's why you're researching Lex Luthor there, right? Because he's the one that found it. Yeah. And Lois is like, well, actually, no. I'm researching Lex Luthor because of the military arms that he's supplying to the Warrior. Yeah. Then it's like, why is the calculations not correct? Yeah. It's all a public record, so why is the money not matching? Where's the rest of the money going?
Like, was it something like 27 billion, but then he spent 7 billion on weapons. So where's the other 20 going? That's like, yeah. And then that's when you kind of figure it out.
And then Jimmy's like, I gotta help, but I don't want to help because of my source. And she's like, come on. And he just types a quick message, and from even the emojis, you know this is a Eve text marker. Yeah.
And I found it funny that for some reason in his phone he had her down as mutant toes. I was like, that's a bit of a messed up thing to this caller. Okay, sure. Yeah.
And then he from the text message he tells Lois specific some information, right? That it's not all as it seems with Lex. He's not as, what's it called?
He's not as clean as he. As he seems.
There's some shadiness going on. Yeah. And she's like, well, I'm going to go and speak to the Justice Gang in that case. Yeah. And then Jimmy's like, I'll try to find you more incriminating information from my source, but don't ask who it is.
Don't ask why. Don't ask who and how. Like, okay.
Yeah. And she's like, all right, cool. Yeah. No problem.
And then, this is when Lois goes to the Justice Gang. And I like this interaction. I thought it was funny. He's like, so you know who he is? And I'm like, what? And then Guy Gardner basically kind of blurts it out. He goes, well, he goes, oh. And I like this bit because, the hypnotic glasses where you think you see one thing, but it's not actually a thing. I was like, oh, okay, that's how they get around the whole.
Well, by the way, whether that is true or not, it's one of those things where you're like, in this movie universe, he could just be chatting rubbish. He could be saying that because that's what he thinks happens. Yeah. Whether it confirmed is or isn't. Yeah. I don't know.
So I kind of like that.
Maybe this guy is just that damn good,
Yeah. That's what I like. I was like, okay, at least they kind of given like, even a reason might be made up. He's like, okay, that's a good little
Which,
like
by the way,
myth.
At some point he did have in the comics as well.
Yeah.
The hypno glasses.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's cool. And then they're like, well, we can't really do anything because we don't know. And we don't care sort of thing. And then she starts telling more about it. And then this when Miss Triff is like, this does seem kind of fishy. Huh. And then she leaves, and then Miss Triff comes back and goes, okay, I'm going to help you. And then he's like, why? Yeah. Well, Superman's my friend, and plus I just want to piss off Guy. Like, that's funny. Yeah. So then, they get into the T-Mobile, which they had a little funny moment where he goes, okay, I've got a ride. And then he presses the garage door button. And it just takes forever to go up. She goes, so you can make an aircraft, but you have this thought, this is so slow still. So, I'm working on it. I've other things to do. So then, then they get on the T-spear.
While all this is happening, Luthor is grabbed the hot dog cart guy from earlier.
Yeah.
And is interrogating Superman. And with the president of Bavaria,
wherever it is,
Bavaria, with him, and he looks like a mad Albert Einstein looking character. And I was like, wow, that's okay, right? And they're like, Superman, you give us information, and if you don't give us any information, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I'm gonna shoot a bullet at this guy. It's Russian roulette,
yeah.
And then and I know you know this guy is your friend, because this guy saved you. I mean, this guy came to your aid, right?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want him to die.
Yeah.
And so he tried to get some information out of Superman, who doesn't actually have the answers.
Yeah.
And then shoots the bullet.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens. And he goes, "Oof, you look lucky there." And then he starts to try and interrogate Superman even more. And Superman's like, "I can't help you.
I can't. I don't know." And the guy was like, and the hot dog guy was like, "Superman, don't tell him." And Superman's like, "I don't know, so I can't tell him." Sort of.
Yeah. And then Lex Luthor pulls the trigger again, and then the hot dog man gets his head blown off.
Yeah.
And Luthor's like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was
not expected to be that quick, actually.
Yeah, and it's like, oh.
And he goes, next time we'll get your reporter friend. And we're thinking those later. Yeah. He's like, your reporter friend, Clark Kent. Then we'll see.
Yeah, and I was like,
okay.
And then that's why that happens. Well, the president of Bavaria, whatever it is laughing like, "Oh, that's funny." And like, wow, these guys have no care for human life. This is, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So that shows. That's when I realized. That's when they kind of proved to you, like, Luthor is like just insane. Not insane, but he just has no care for anyone but himself.
Yeah. He only cares for himself.
Yep. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then Superman's like to Metamorpho, help me. He's like, don't even talk to me. I can't do anything. Yeah. And then Superman kind of hints to him like, I could save your son. And he's like, oh, okay. And then we come back to it later. Yeah.
So this is where also Mr. Terrific's saying, I can track where Superman is because I put stuff in his bloodstream.
Yeah.
And then and when he gets a funny look, he's like, "Well, I did it to everyone.
Yeah,
I did it to all the Justice Gang. Well, they didn't call them the Justice Gang, but I did it to them too." So
okay, makes sense. It does in a way. It makes sense. Huh.
At this point, Luthor's long gone, and they find their way. Lois and Mr. Terrific find their way to the beach area.
Yeah.
Which then Mr. Terrific gets his shine, so to speak, right? In Harrison terms. Where he gets to beat up all these guys with his T-spears and whatnot.
Yeah.
All the Raptors.
Yeah. He has his Quicksilver moment. Yeah. Yeah. Which it was good. I was like, oh man,
yeah. He gets to because he's not just there to
move the plot
show that his T-spears can do stuff, right? Yeah. He's like him as well physically can do stuff.
Yeah. He takes out all the Raptors and the workers there. While Lois Lane is like in a force field watching in a maze. Like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah. So then they find the teleport thing, and Mr. Terrific's like, wow, he actually built one. It's like, and Lois like, what do you mean? Like he built something like this. This is very unstable. Like the wrong calculation could split the Earth in half. Again, foreshadowing. And then he figures out how to get it open.
Well, no. He tries to hack it in.
Yeah.
And then we get then it switches to the Superman in the cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that stuff happens while the other things.
Yeah. Then he's like, dude, don't say dude, but it's like, oh, if you can help me, if you set me free, I can get your son before that guy even notices. Goes, what, you can do that? It's like, yeah, I'm a Superman. Yeah. So then he's like, okay, are you sure we can do this? It's like, yeah, I can. So then he gets away to kryptonite, and then Superman starts getting slightly better, and the guy's like, and then Metamorpho's like, I thought you'd be better. Goes, well, so did I, but there's no sun here, so this might take a while. And then Metamorpho's like, oh, I can't get the sun. I can't make the sun, obviously, but I can do something close to it. So then he makes some science thing. Anything.
Well, you know what? It's that Superman power from the New 52?
The Solar Flash thing, yeah. Basically.
Yeah. Well, he does... Well, the one that Krillin does as well.
Yeah.
Essentially he does that.
He does that, which powers up Superman.
Solar Flash.
And then, so Superman's able to break out the cell, fly over, and then
while this is happening, by the way, Lex Luthor's ex-girlfriend and the other reporter from that got thrown in the cell. It's like they call it trying to call security. Look, he's doing something, and then they're arguing amongst each other, saying who's notifying security first, because then they try to get out of their own cells.
Yeah.
As in, oh no, I did it, and Lex Luthor can please, Luthor.
Yeah,
please,
Luthor.
Let me loose.
Shows how loyal I am. Yeah, like no.
Yeah.
So then, Superman breaks out, saves Metamorpho's son, and then they decide they're gonna leave. Obviously. Yeah. And then Metamorpho's like, I can't carry anything in my like gas state. Could you hold my son? Superman's like, okay, sure. So then they leave, and then Superman goes straight to save Krypto because it's his dog, and then he saves Krypto, and then Krypto starts going nuts again. Then they're trying to figure out how to leave, so they're flying out. Yeah. Luthor gets alerted that they're trying to break out. Yep. And then while this is going on, Mr. Terrific's hacked into the teleporter machine thing to open up the gate, and then they're trying to look for Superman, and then he's like, this might take us forever, so what I'll do is use my T-Spears because they can trace his DNA.
Yeah, but we have to do it quick because we've got a limited amount of time.
Yeah. So then he sends the T-Spears off, and then you start seeing the machine start getting his like onyx going like crystallized because it's the thing tearing itself apart. Yeah. And Superman and Metamorpho are nearly leaving. Then the Raptors start fighting them, and because Superman's at full strength, he's kind of getting like a bit worked over by them. And then they try to drown. He falls into like, I want to say, a crystal river because that's what it kind of looked like.
The dimensional floating black hole rainbow river thing.
Yeah, pixelated river thing. Yeah, and so he beats up all them, and then the T-Spears are trying to find them, and then Krypto sees one and starts like destroying them. And he's like, hey, whoa, these are expensive. Yeah. So then Superman calls for Krypto while he's getting beat up by these Raptors, and then they're about to go off a black hole into a black hole. So then Krypto pulls them out, and then Metamorpho comes as well.
Tries to pull them out as well, but they're a bit too close. And then Superman turns around and he does I want to say the Arctic breath, but not the ice breath version.
The wind breath, innit? Yeah. So then that kind of gives them leverage to get out of the gravitational pull, and then they see a T-Spear, and then Mr. Forever's like, yeah, follow me to get back to where we need to go. So they follow it, and then they just about get out, and Lois Lane and Mr. Terrific, they get crushed by the gravitational pull of the thing. Then they get through, and then Superman's like, hey, we made it out, hurrah. And then Metamorpho and his son go into the darkness of the night. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Mr. Terrific's like, I'll stay here to find out like what the inner workings of the machine, but also what damage we've caused or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever I need to fix or secure.
Yeah.
You take him back.
Yeah. So then Lois,
she goes back where? She goes back home.
Yeah.
So you just assume that she's gonna take him to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Which she doesn't.
No.
She takes him to the Jonathan. She takes him to Jonathan and Martha Kent.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I did like how Metamorpho goes, yeah, you can fly. She goes, what do you mean? Like the controls intuitive. It's like, what do you mean by that? And like she starts crashing it and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, she takes him back to Mar and Park Kent, and he's out for like a day. Yeah, like because he's got the Ray Sons. Yeah. And this is where we learn a bit about Mar and Park Kent, and you kind of, like I said, they to me, because they're not like the stereotypical beautiful looking old people sort of thing, you know what I mean? They're like realistic like parents, and you kind of see why Clark's the way he is, how he cares about people from them, and you can see Park Kent really cares about him, and you see all the little pictures of him and them together when he was younger, and then Lois kind of gets to know him because the first time she's met him, and then Superman wakes up, and then Lois gets a call from...
No, hold on. You just missed a bit. This is where Luke, because Superman got out of the cell or whatever, and Luthor's like having a meltdown, right? And then he has a go at Eve, who's taking selfies, right? And then she's like, all right, fine. She's running away in tears, yeah?
Yeah.
That's fine. If you're gonna try to embarrass me in human like that, I'll do that to you. She didn't actually say that to me. So that's her mindset, because she runs into a closet, yeah? And she calls Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, Jimmy, I'm ready to expose him for the piece of trash that he is.
Yeah.
How can he do this to me? Blah, 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 right? And then very next to the closet, for some reason, is Ultraman on the bench. And he's like, huh? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're like, how can he hear her in the closet?
Yeah.
But then that just leads to further, something else, right?
Yep.
And then so she promises Jimmy, I'll send you everything you need, right? And they hear no, because something's happening. Jimmy's like, Eve, right?
Yeah.
And then when he got all the photos sent to him, he's like,
this doesn't make no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you should send me sexy selfies. So what's that about?
Yeah. And then we also missed out when they met in the dark alley, but you've seen but
that was to confirm. That was a bit earlier where he's confirming that it was indeed Eve that was the
the mole. Yeah. And then she gets taken by Luthor and put into one of those interdimensional prisons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Luthor's pissed that Superman got away, so he's like, I know how to get Superman to come out from wherever he is. I'm gonna tear a hole in the earth. Like, extreme, but okay. I mean, like, that's super extreme, sure. So then, he does. He does that. He gets his scientists to open up the gate hole thing, and it starts splitting the earth in half. And Mr. River's like, this ain't cool. I can't stop this. We need to do something. And then Superman wakes up, talks to his parents and stuff, and then on the news is talking about the Bavaria is going to invade that small country that he stopped the war from. And he's like, I need to go there. So he's about to go, and then he gets a call from Mr. Terrific saying, no, I need you here. The Earth's getting split into two, and I can't stop it. So I need you to help me try and stop this. And he's like, but they need my help. He's like, but if you don't help me now, there's not going to be no them anyway. So he goes, okay, I need to call in some friends.
Yeah.
So then...
And while this is happening, Lois works out... Lois gets the message from Jimmy.
Yeah.
And all the photos that Eve sent.
Yeah.
And then she looks in the background of the photos.
Yeah.
And works out, okay, why is Luthor teaming up with Bavora?
Yeah.
And then she could see the where they're going to give Luthor a chunk of land in exchange for his...
Luthtonia, what it's called, Yeah.
In exchange for his help, assistance, whatever it is, briberies, you know what I mean?
And you're like, it makes sense. So then she flies back to Metropolis to go to the Daily Planet. Superman goes to help Mr. Terrific. And while this is all going on, we see the wormhole opening and splitting the ground up, going towards Metropolis. And I think how the special effects I did it was pretty cool. I like that.
I tell you what's also funny as well is how everyone in Metropolis is trying to leave, right?
Yeah.
Except Lois, Perry White, and Jimmy.
Yeah.
All, they're just. He's like, yeah. All right, so you've got your board, Lois, right?
Yeah.
And you've connected all the dots, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure this information is correct? Your source, yeah? Because I can see where it's going. They're just like
calm,
still trying to do some deduction while everyone else is like causing chaos around them, trying to get out. And they're like, grab the board, we'll go up there, to the roof, right, and get into the
T-spear
the
thing,
Mr. Terrific tech flying thing, and then we'll write the story as we're there. Like, okay, well, how casual.
But you know what made me think, like, they've gone through stuff like this before, haven't they? Because it's been 3 years. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, all right. So I like that. And then they go up, and then keep forgetting Cat Grant's in this as well. Hilarious. And then
she doesn't do much, and Steve Lombard as well, but he doesn't do much either. So.
No, he's just comic relief in a way.
But they're there as characters within the world. They just give more depth to it.
Yeah. So then, they get onto the T-spear, and then Lois kind of crashes up the building. It falls. Then she gains control and fly off. And then Superman flies to Luthor's building.
Well, she starts dictating the story to Jimmy to type it. As then So you go. You say.
And then Superman arrives he finds Mr. Terrific in it, and he's like, well, dude, we need to figure out how to stop this. And then they obviously think they know it's Luthor, so Superman then they get attacked by Ultraman and Engineer, and then they fall into a baseball stadium, and Superman's fighting both of them. Fight's pretty cool.
Well, but I would have thought, by the way, Mr. Terrific fighting Engineer would have been something like something they were going for. But I think what it is by the time they get tackled and taken down, Mr. Terrific is he's out of the fight.
Yeah.
He's KO'd.
Because I thought, it'd be a fight. Like, actually, it wouldn't work because he's basically like a human and she's whatever she is. I mean,
but Tech versus Tech still could have been something, right?
He hasn't got a spear. She's got like everything. So it's like, you murder her. So they kind of write him out of the fight. So then Superman's fighting both of them, kind of get upper hand for a bit, and then the Engineer fills him full of nanites, so he will stop breathing.
Basically waterboard / smother him.
Yeah. And then he gets through it by thinking like, hey, if I fly up into space, which I thought was a good idea. It's like so
I thought there was two things, by the way, that his plan was when he flew into space. It's one, remember in Iron Man 1, the first Iron Man, he flew into space and then everything froze. Right? So I thought, okay, maybe he's going out of the atmosphere and he's just going to freeze all the nanites, right? Yeah. Or he goes up, right, to burn them off when he comes back down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But they, So Ultraman grabs Superman's ankle, tried to pull him back down, but at that point they're out. They've already done the great escape velocity.
Yeah.
And then Engineer's still trying to smother him more, and Luthor's like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" Right? And then they start dipping back down.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, he's going to be the only one protected." So I'm like, he doesn't care about the Engineer, right? No. He's like, Engineer, you smothered him so much that you basically covered him in nanites. Nanites. So when he lands, his impact is going to be fine for him.
Yeah, it's just it's for you.
yeah.
So I like
but no, what he actually cares about is like, no, take your nanites off him so he gets hurt when he hits the ground. Yeah. That's what he actually cares about.
Yep. So then they do that, and then it knocks her out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because then he's doing time. Then he starts putting out his mouth to get all the nanites out, and I'm like, move. And then Ultraman decides, you know what, fisticuffs is what we need.
So they start fighting for a bit. And then during the fight, obviously, bits and more of his mask and stuff comes off.
Yeah.
And then
Luthor's still shouting attack instructions.
Yeah.
When it's literally attack instructions, not instructions as in the sense of punch him in the face, punch him in the gut, whatever.
Like 5B.
Chest coordinated attacks.
Yeah. And then he's monologuing while he's doing all this. And then...
Yeah. Because he's Luthor, right? And this, by the way, this is not a knock on the movie. This is only my personal logic. If Superman can move at super speed, he can move faster than Luthor can give instructions. So
yeah. Not you said that. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that's true. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the fight, and then the bit of the mask comes off. Then he takes it off, and then you see like, which when I saw this bit, I was like, I'm glad the internet wasn't right about this. Like, you see, obviously, another Clark Kent, but with long hair. Yeah. And for a second, I'm not gonna lie though, I was like, is that Henry Cavill? For a second, because that stupid idea got put to my head. I was like, and then Luthor's like, yeah, I cloned you. Yeah, it's the only way I could sort of,
It's very funny in an egotistical manner. It's like, I can't defeat him, so I'm gonna make him defeat himself. Right? Yeah. So I hate him, but I make a version of him. Just like, huh? Like,
it's weird sound logic. It's like, okay, yeah. And then...
So you've got to accept that you can't defeat him in order to make a version of him that's better than himself.
Yeah.
So he's saying he's stronger, he's faster, he's better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if he's better than you... and I hate you, then what's going on there? It's only because he can command him. That's the other thing.
Yep, that's the only thing. So then... Superman,
and they're saying that, by the way, he doesn't have intelligence. That's why I'm here to give him instructions on how to defeat, because I've mastered all your moves and stuff. Yeah, like that, right. I thought, by the way, at this point, which route are they going to go for this Ultraman? Are they going to keep him a clone, like it's Nuclear Man? Or are they going to later on, when there's more impact shots, when he's outside of the I want to say the Ultraman armor / costume, whatever.
Yeah.
Does he get more crusty when you hit him harder, and then he'll become Bizarro?
I was gonna say they're gonna go the Doomsday route. I'm glad, but the Bizarro one makes more sense. Yeah. And then so they fight, and then Superman gets the upper hand. I can't actually remember why.
No. Later on, Ultraman gives them an armbar.
Yeah. No, he gives Ultraman armor, right? He breaks Ultraman.
No, Ultraman breaks his arm.
Oh yeah.
And then then the final instruction, like then Ultraman goes above Superman, and just blasts him with the eye beams, right?
Yeah.
And then Lex Luthor's repeating the same instruction again and again. It's just straight punch.
Yeah. P1,
A1.
Yeah. And then Superman starts laughing, like, what are you laughing at? And he says, you thought I was alone. He says something like that, and he does a whistle. And then they're like, well, what's he whistling for? And then Krypto comes just like tackles Ultraman and starts like biting him up. And then this when Superman gets the advantage, starts like punching the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And then punches him into the black hole.
Oh yeah. So he gets Krypto to take out all the
the cameras. That's it. Yeah.
What's it called?
Drone things. Yeah,
the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Like. So you can't give the instructions.
Yeah.
Like, and then Superman's like, he does the double brain tap that Jeff Jarrett does.
Yep. Woo! Yeah, and then so Superman beats him, wins.
Yeah. Gets him sucked into one of the dimensional portal rifts that created.
Yeah.
So, and then his arm is not broken; it's dislocated.
Yeah. So then he's lying on the floor and it goes. I'm like, ooh. And then after that.
Then Luthor's like, that's when he throws his pencils to the floor and tells everyone to pick them up, and then he starts having his another meltdown, temper tantrum, and then he's like, and then he looks out to the side of the window, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get out of here!" Yeah. Because he starts running to the dimensional portal to get away, and Superman just flies in the window and knocks him over.
Yeah.
And then he says, "You got to stop that rift," you know.
Yeah. And
he goes, "You go," and then he's like, "Superman, you see, I didn't the war with Bavora didn't get started so I could fight you. Yeah. I created that war so I could deliberately try to get everyone against you and destroy you."
And he starts monologuing and saying that how when he hears people talk about Galileo and stuff like that, he gets jealous, and that's why he's doing all this stuff. Like, wow, man, your ego is so...
Yeah, because like, they don't mention me in the same breath. They mention you're not even from Earth. You're an alien. Yeah. You don't deserve to be looked at upon like everyone else. You're not even human. And then and then Krypto grabs him.
Yeah, and just starts throwing him about. Like, oh god.
And Superman's like, "Krypto, stop!" Oh. And Luthor's not really mangled, but he's been thrown into desks and stuff like that. And he goes, and he's like, "Oh."
And then this is where like Luthor's people still like on the fence. They don't know what's going on. And then something gets. Then Lois and that published the story, obviously, and then they see it, and then they're like, "He's a bad guy." Like, you just realize that now, okay?
But the thing is, as well, this is at this point of the film where I think he should have said, like just before, during Luthor's monologue, should have said something of why the rest of the team are with him. Yeah. If he said, for example, or some of them think the same as exactly same as I, they don't want aliens here, or you didn't, you say you can save everyone, but you didn't save their particular families or whatever. Yeah. It's just something so you could get people that are on your side and against Superman. Otherwise, you're just like a bunch of drones.
But I think that's what they were, because when they see the article, then they're like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was like, okay.
There needs to be a reason for because there was a lot of them. Yeah. And even the Raptors and the army base in the beach, they just need. I think some of the people you need to give the audience, the cinema audience, a reason for why they would team with Luthor, knowing that he is against Superman.
I just feel they probably just got misled. That's how I kind of like, because he's like a master manipulator, isn't he? So he's kind of like, we're trying to save the world from
the money.
We're trying to save the world from aliens and stuff like that. With no, like, okay, we're doing a noble cause, and they find like, oh, it's just Luthor. Luthor did all this just to boost his own ego. And they're like, oh you're a dick. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, get it. Yeah, and then they close the portal, and then Earth starts sealing up again.
Yeah, and then the before, like the little kids and
we forgot about that part. Yeah.
Bavora,
Superman.
They're just trying to stand against military might. No, sorry, they're the people on the other side of the country.
Yeah, blah 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 blah, whatever. Yeah, Yeah, so they make
then,
a.
So they're about to
yeah.
run over some kid, right? Who's holding the Superman flag up.
Yeah.
And then you get the Justice Gang, like a green box around the guy.
Yeah.
And Guy Gardner's like, here, you know, he says, "Oh, sorry, we're a little late. We're just kind of."
Yeah, Superman called in his friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you get Hawkgirl and Metamorpho and Green Lantern just taking apart the opposing army.
Yeah.
And then you get the president of Bavora. He's trying to get away, and then for some reason, right?
Yeah.
So Hawkgirl's flying through the entire embassy to get him, right?
Yeah.
But there's some screeching sound effect when she does it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't know about that.
I didn't mind it. I was like, okay.
I just thought it was a bit weird because she was opening her mouth as well, so it sounded like the screech came from her. I'm like,
she's a hawk,
she's a hawk girl, but she's not actually a hawk.
Yeah. Well, girl, you know? Yeah, she's not.
It's kind of a bit.
Yeah, I just realised that.
Yeah, it was like a bit funny. That's when I say it's one of those where I'm like, maybe.
That's a weird take. Yeah.
Do you remember, by the way? Do you remember the first intro for the first couple of seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And then you had the bit where there was a wind, like when they were doing. I think Willow was there, screeching. Well, not screeching, yeah. But you know, there's something blowing against her, and she's screaming. And they put like a screech on it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they didn't need to do that.
No.
But whatever.
Yeah.
So she grabs the guy. She flies him out. Yeah. And she goes, and the president is like, you are just like Superman. You would never do anything against that would harm me, so that, you know, I'll laugh in your face.
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't say spit in her face, right?
Yeah.
Right? But I'll laugh in your face, and she's like, nah, boy, I ain't like Superman.
Yep, and just drops him. I like that. Like, yeah. But I did see like there was some people moan like Hawkgirl doesn't kill. And like, have you ever read? You don't know nothing about Hawkman or Hawkman, I guess.
I think she's a bit more pragmatic than Superman.
Yeah.
First of all, she doesn't have the powers. Secondly, you saw her trying to mace that alien in the eye.
Yeah.
Right on her first scene. So.
Yeah, and it's like her weapon is a mace. She obviously does kill people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
it's got spikes on it. Come on,
you know. So yeah, so then
but I did. It was also it represents like a different style of. That's why you got different sets of characters.
Yeah, yeah.
And with their different abilities, might choose to use different tactics.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more diverse in the sense of when they do Wonder Woman. That's when we'll see whether she's going to be the warrior type or the bit more laid
diplomatic
back,
sort of. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So then the day is saved. Then we see all the people get released from Luthor's prison, including the ex-girlfriend of Luthor, and she meets her parents, and then Eve Testmarker comes out and starts hugging Jimmy. He's like, oh, great, I'm stuck with this woman now. Yeah.
For like the weekend or whatever it is that she probably from. But then, you know, he does crack a smile, like, you know, at least she's safe. So all good, you know.
Yeah.
She did help us take down Luthor, so it's all good. You know, Jimmy is a player.
Yeah.
He had a photo with two other girls to the side of him in his office.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, and those girls that are waving at him.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You know.
I was like, oh,
why not? All right.
I can buy it. Yeah.
Superman's best pal, so maybe it's just some of that rub off on him.
And then, so then Superman comes and he sees Lois and like, oh, Lois, I need to talk to you about the story, sort of thing. And then,
I'm Miss Lane. I am willing to give you an interview in exclusive if you wish.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, let's come and have some privacy in this building over here.
Yeah.
And as they walk past Perry White and Jimmy Olsen, Perry White's like, you know, he does a little scoff and he goes, now, how long's that been going on? I'm like
3 months. Like, yeah.
Straight up, you know, no mucking about. And then Jimmy Olsen's like, I think, you know, a good couple of months now. And he's like, all right.
I was like,
damn. And anyways, they do a little they step into the building, Superman and Lois, and she just turns around, she gives them a kiss.
Yeah.
She goes, Clark, I never said, but I love you too. And then they do the whole floaty into the
kissy thing. Yeah.
And then that's how the movie ends. You get the credits.
Yeah.
Then you get the mid credits, which is the poster, which they show where it's Crypto. And no, I missed out something completely just before that.
What?
The movie actually ends. So then from the kiss, we go back into the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah. And we did miss that one thing as well when they take Luthor into police custody and they say you're going to Belle Reve. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah. He's crying because he's a loser now. Yeah.
So Clark's back Superman's back in the fortress, and then they say, "Do you want?" The robot's saying, "Do you want me to play the video from your parents because it proves you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then it's the video. It's like the home video montage of the Kents taking care of Clark.
Yeah.
And then later on, they talk about a something breaching the upper atmosphere.
Yeah.
Coming towards us.
Yeah.
Smash. And then it's like drunk Supergirl walking out the right behind some pillars.
I like this.
Yeah. And then Crypto jumping all over her, like a dog would do to a normal person. Except that he's super powered, so he's flinging her about, right? Yeah. But she is also super powered, so none of the impact hurt her.
Yeah.
She's like, Crypto, yeah, love you too, boy. And then they're like, the robot's like, I can't believe your cousin come in that state. And then Superman's like, yeah, but she goes to party at the Red Sun planets because she can't get drunk here. But I can't control her.
Yeah, you can see why the dog's like that. Yeah, now you see why the dog has behavior issues. I was like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
that was a cool. I didn't expect that scene. I was like, oh, that's a cool way of introducing it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then that's when the movie ends.
Yeah.
Then we get the mid credits where it's Superman and Crypto from the moon looking at the Earth.
Yeah.
And then we get the end credits.
Yeah.
Where Superman and Mr. Terrific are looking where the buildings have rejoined.
Yeah.
Because of the rift, but they're not quite straight. And Superman tilts his head looking at it, and Mr. Terrific's like, "What do you want to say? What do you want to say?" He's like, "Oh, say nothing. No, I'm not. I mean, it's not. It's not perfect."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, damn it!"
Mr. Terrific's like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to reopen the rift to rejoin it back? That would make it worse.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, I think it's a good job. And then Mr. Terrific's like, whatever.
Yeah, he just walks away. I'm like, oh, that's good. Oh.
Yeah. So I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed it.
I think some of the trailers show you some bits like a bit too much, like the trailer bit where Superman's getting into Clark as Clark.
Yeah.
The middle Clark, not Clark Kent and not Superman, but he's like the more relaxed version.
Yeah.
Right? And he's saying to Lois, "You can interview me," and then he goes into the Superman voice and he talks like he's a Superman. They're like, "Oh, well, if you watch that trailer, you already know that she knows."
Yeah. Which kind of spoils it, innit? Yeah. That's annoying.
And then if you watch the trailer, but it's comic book fans as me and you would know, Ultraman stuff. But then I don't think 100% that's meant to be a secret, anyways.
No. But it kind of made sense for him to use Ultraman, didn't it? So
yeah. It's just now, does he become Nuclear Man, or does he create a Bizarro land?
Or would they ever touch upon his character again? Yeah. It probably will.
Does he actually get warped to Earth 3 and actually become Ultraman? There's many possibilities.
Yeah, because they've kind of really like put in the parallel dimension stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they will ever do a scenario, I say in about 10 years' time, where they get the other live-action Superman and do like a Crisis on Infinite Earths proper crossover? Superman No Way Home.
I hope not.
Why? Because you think a whole bunch of Superman would be too powerful?
No, it's just like Marvel did it. You know what I mean? That's what.
No, but if they were doing the movie version of Crisis on Infinite Earths proper,
I don't know.
But then you'd have to basically build from now to then, and it's a 15-year plan or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather not.
You'll see where they're going.
We'll see where they go. Yeah.
I think whenever they need to reset the universe, they'll just use the Crisis to do that, and then you get a whole bunch of new actors.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I very much like the film. I like the characters within the film and how they portray. I want to say, like, they're faithful enough to the comics, but like, little variations here and there.
Yeah.
I also liked how, not sure if you noticed it, but the Jor-El and Lara costume.
Yeah.
the Superman S with the here, which is like straight lined one from Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
The parents, the Kryptonian parents, had a collar that goes straight.
Yeah.
Then there's a diagonal. And then there's another diagonal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but they've got kind of like a partial. It's only open in the center and the partial coats on the sides. And I was like, oh, is that the Kryptonian dress? And that's where he gets that particular S from. Because the symbol for hope in the DC universe is like that hexagon with 8, like a figure 8 in the middle.
Yeah.
However, this is slightly different because they're telling you if they're actually heels, then you can see why the symbol's different.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I thought at some point he was going to change his costume to the more traditional Superman costume, but fine.
But yeah, it's fine.
I get this version of the costume. It makes sense. I think the trunks are probably a little bit too big. Like the belt's a bit too high.
Yeah.
But and look, I as far as a costume with the trunks go, I prefer if it doesn't have lining stuff on it. You know how like they've got if it's a suit, then it looks like a suit. If it and the trunks don't fit that. But if it's a costume on the other hand, which is supposed to be more looking skin tight, I accept tights on that. You know, it's just when you have too much detail on it, then you're like, but the trunks then don't fit something that looks a bit thicker.
I kind of get that.
Material. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a fan of trunk whatsoever. I've never. I think that might be like reason why as a kid I didn't really like Superman because of the trunks. Like I just don't.
Yeah. Well, I think Speedo trunks look a bit weird.
Yeah. But even these trunks kind of look. It's like because they're not really trunks. They're like kind of shorts.
Yeah,
and that looks kind of weird to me as well. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it could be worse. But yeah, no. But overall, I did like the costume though. I like the costume, except for the pants. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what some people do. You're like people are fine to have their opinion on that particular bit, right? But I think as far as the translation of a costume that's from the comics page to live action looks really good. Actually.
Yeah, looks really good. Yeah,
it's not perfect. I would say I prefer the Brandon Routh Kingdom Come costumes to this. But you know, it's a good costume. It's a good. If you saw Superman, like you could tell that it's Superman just from the costume.
Yeah. It's and how you saying? I like the lighter tones of this film as well. I don't get me wrong. I did like Man of Steel and stuff like that. But I was saying to my dad, the reason why I prefer this film, there is a distinct difference between Clark Kent and Superman. As in, like, unlike in Man of Steel, he's just Superman, and at the end, like, oh, by the way, I'm Clark Kent as well. Yeah, and they don't really play upon it either. Yeah. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I also the fact that the first film is basically saying there's a world already set here.
Yeah. We're just rolling.
We're going to continue our stories.
Yeah.
These people exist already here. That's a good thing because they're saying that Lobo is going to be in the Supergirl film.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he's the main villain, but I don't know if you read the storyline, the main antagonist. But there's that storyline they're using that she goes to the planets. I can't remember. She actually is with Crypto in the comics as well.
Is it the recent one?
When you say recent, are you talking about 2015-ish?
I think it was like after it was like during Rebirth or something like that. Yeah. Superman, is it Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow or something like that? Yeah.
That's what this is also called. Supergirl : Woman of Tomorrow, something like that. But that's the storyline they're using. So
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And like you were saying before, and like that was saying, they had a meeting with some of the DCEU cast, and they're like, "Oh yeah, would you like some of you? Do you want to come back in certain roles?" And Jason Momoa was like, "Yep," because basically he was already playing Lobo when he was playing Aquaman anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah.
And they did ask Henry Cavill, and like you said, if he did come back, if he's Bizarro, that'd be a bit weird because then you'd be like,
yeah.
Or Ultraman, it'd be a bit strange because you're like, what? You know, if it's a clone, it should look similar enough. Unless they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, they used Luthor DNA as well." At that point, they're doing Connell. So
they could have done the Henry Cavill thing but then not say the claims like, oh yeah, this is a Superman from another dimension that I kidnapped and brainwashed. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I buy that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
people might be a bit indignant that they just basically got Henry Cavill to come back to do that. Right? Yeah. If you get back to a whole different character, then maybe.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't think he will. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he will ever. I think he's done. I say he's done with that, but.
Like if I was him, I would be done because how deep Warner Bros kind of messed him around. I'd be kind of dumb. Like, yeah.
Well, the fact is, he already had a meeting and he's already like, nah, nothing fruitful came of it. That's fine, you know.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Blame him. To be fair.
And if he's doing stuff for Marvel, I say if he's doing stuff for Marvel, you know, he did that the cameo in
in Wolverine X. I thought it's Wolverine X-Men. Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Who knows? Hyperion. Where you gone?
yeah.
That's what they should do, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, but that closes us up for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse.
Trip Around the Multiverse. Yes.
I am the two actors that ran off from the Sony Spider-Verse to this universe.
Oh yeah.
You know which ones they are, by the way, right?
Is it hawkgirl and who's the other one?
Yeah. Oh, this is a tricky one because
who's the other one?
You know what? I don't think I'm wrong, right? I think I'm going to be correct in saying the other one. Remember Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Gwen had two brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the little brothers is.
Oh, is he Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah.
Oh, because I know the actor, but I forgot he was in that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that.
So
okay.
I'm both of those. CY Chung.
Oh, okay. And I am the guy who walked there from being Beast to become Lex Luthor, Carl Charles. Because I think apparently they want him. He was meant to come back for one of the future Marvel introducing of X-Men things, but he's like, no. But,
well, it wouldn't make sense though because they've got Kelsey Grammer in the one of those scenes, like after credit scene, and if Nicholas Hoult grows if from Days of Future Past, that character is still the same character.
Yeah.
The actors are different, but they're the same character.
Yeah.
They wouldn't need Nicholas
two
Hoult
versions of that same character. Yeah.
Unless, of course, then supposedly, if it's the rumors are true, Doctor Doom goes and attacks the X-Men. He attacks two different versions of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Just for the lols.
Just for the lols. Yeah.
Be funny though if he attacks all the different versions of the Fantastic Four as well. So you got the one from the 90s, the 2000s. The 2015. He's like all the 4 decades. I'm gonna go after each of these.
To be fair, like I think they wouldn't do the 90s because they don't want them to remember that happened, even though we all remember that it happens. But yeah, that'd be quite hilarious because I reckon
that Doom's hatred is so enough of the Fantastic Four. It's like I'm gonna wipe out 4 decades of you people.
Yeah, no one will care. And because I can see Michael B. Jordan coming back to do that.
Yeah, just get. Well, that's the thing is because like you said, they don't need to actually have to get the actors back.
No,
you could just do when they do Spider-Verse comics, where it's just rubble and then
just a dead body,
just something like a rubber hand or something from the floor and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right? And then Doom walks into a pool to go to kill the next one.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Ugh. But
anyways, you're signing off.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to us review Superman, the Man of Tomorrow. You should have called it that.
No, Legacy, Superman Legacy.
Superman Legacy,
Which, by the way, do you think they should have kept the title?
Yeah.
I think it made sense in this story to do that.
Yeah, because...
and it also distinguishes it from... Because there's Superman the movie, and that's probably why they thought, we'll just call this one Superman, because there's no movie actually just called Superman. But I think for clarity's sake, because there's all different Superman, different media and everything like that.
Yeah.
When you say, I want to see I want to, like if you did streaming or buying or whatever, I want to buy the Superman movie.
Yeah, it's probably just.
Then you're like, well, there's multiple.
Yeah.
Except for Man of Steel, because that's called Man of Steel. And Batman vs Superman. They've got their, Anyways,
yes. Thanks for listening. If you've seen the film, let us know what you think about it. You excited for the new DCU, not the DCEU? RIP. Let us know, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, leave us a 5-star review in the audio realms, and until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.